Hello and welcome to the second game in the finals of the EU ESL 3. This game, once again, will be between Spectre up here in those dark red colours of the Blood Ravens and Bikerushownz down here in his own personal gold abomination of a colour scheme. The good multitasking coming out of this Bone Singer, putting up the webway. Bikerushownz is 1 up in this tournament so far, so this is match point for Bikerushownz. Spectre has the chance to bring it back though. It seems like he's not going to go for the same sort of play that he did last map. He's getting that first Scout Marine out faster than I know a lot of other people would, but he is also getting the Assault Marine. He's not going for that double Assault Marine pressure push. I guess to be fair to him, it feels like he might, not be able to actually get much done with that pressure push, and I agree that he probably wouldn't. Bikerushownz doing his traditional take this point up here, but Spectre was ready for it, knew it was coming, and got up there quickly to stop it with the scout squad. Very well done of him. But while he's doing this, Bikerushownz is reacting correctly and just taking the whole other side of the map. Spectre building a listing post out here. It's a good job trying to hold this. He knows that Bikerushownz can do some booky stuff, jumping over these walls and capturing these points, and so he is ready for that. Dropping down Assault Marines here. I feel like that was quite a wasted jump there. I don't know what that was really for. But he overall has managed very well to control his side of the map. He's not let Bikerushownz get any sort of advantage that he can sometimes take against less good players. Bikerushownz starting to split up his army a bit better than he has been, although that isn't incredibly split. But with Fleet of Foot, he can get away with some of these. The standard comes out and he just leaves. That is unfortunate, and that can be a problem that a lot of Space Marine players have that I've seen, is you throw down the standard and then the enemy player is just like, oh, there is standard, therefore I will not fight. I can fight anywhere else on the map until the standard comes up again, and I will have an advantage. So Bikerushownz just smartly backs off. But, you could talk about space denial. That banner did allow him to keep this point up. Not that it's giving him much of an advantage yet. He's sending this servitor around. His servitor will be able to see this point, but won't be able to capture it because there are generators built on it. Two requisition generators, and a power generator from Spectre. 2 of each from Bikerushownz. Jump there to try and catch the Dire Avengers, but not going to be enough. The banner does disappear. This guy isn't even trying to bip on these points, just standing there.
A resource point is slipping away from us.
Bikerushownz is checking the other side of the map to see if he can get an easy cap, but he cannot. So, we have 3 resource points overall on the map for each player. A good even setup so far. Bikerushownz has spent a lot more minerals into getting power generators up. Bikerushownz is keeping with his style, trying to have all those generators up so that he can get to the next tier as fast as possible. Both heroes are now down. Pushing up this side, we can see the jump squad is coming here, so it looks like he's going to try and take this point and put some pressure on the shield generator. However, unfortunately, Bikerushownz is doing the same, and Bikerushownz Striking Scorpions are going to kill this a lot faster than this kill team are, and his Dire Avengers are going to be fleeting of foot over their way back there. Taking out this point is doing good amount of harassment to Bikerushownz's economy. Bikerushownz's economy is now down onto the level, more of the level where Spectre's is. His Dire Avengers are coming out here to try and save this, but he might have wanted to have tried to get a worker on here for a bit, because this looks like it's going to go down. The Striker Scorpions have managed to keep up on the same time, so it won't be too bad if it goes down. But these Dire Avengers have been seen by these scouts now. Yep, Bone Singer did get on there to slow them down a bit, forcing these to attack the Dire Avengers for a bit. They're going to keep trying to hit this with this rocket launcher. The rocket launcher is the thing that is making it take damage, and the Assault Marines are going to chase the Dire Avengers off quite well, and they're actually going to get a whole squad of Dire Avengers. That's really powerful of them. The other squads are moving around. These Dire Avengers have been caught by another Assault Marine group here, so they are backing off. The Assault Marines taking the middle of the map, while the kill team backs off. Probably going to go and try and get some healing at some point. Assault Marines getting out of there. Again, I think a bit of a wasted jump, but if he's not expecting to fight soon, it's probably fine. Another Assault Marine squad out, so we now have 4 Assault Marine squads out, 1 Scout squad. This is a lot of Assault Marine squads. He is going up to the second tech, so hopefully this will be the last and he will start doing more. Bikerushownz already hit the second tech, so we can expect to see something coming out for him. His Soul Shrine is already going down. I think he only has 1 Bone Singer right now, if I've been keeping track of this rightly. So he will probably either have to make a... Yes, he's made a new one who's going to put down that Sky Portal over here. Holy Standard to try and save the kill team. Doesn't look like it's going to work because he's walking out of the range of that now. And he will get into this, but this shield will not go up before he dies. And now, with nothing bringing the shield up, these Assault Marines really need to go down to defend him. He is taking out this listening post. This has been recaptured by the Eldar. Sending some troops back there to deal with the striking Scorpions, but they're getting a lot of damage done. Skyforge coming out. Marine Stronghold is now up to tier 2. I would like to see... Oh, interesting. The Doctrine Chapel is actually up. Okay, the stun and the jump. This could be really bad for these Striker Scorpions. The second jump as well, but that misses. That doesn't actually stop the Striker Scorpions at all, so they're going to get out of here for free. There is still the banner up here, so this is actually a really bad place for Bikerushownz to get caught in, but it is going now. That Dire Avenger squad went down. That is not good for him, but the Strikers will get out, and I think Bikerushownz is kind of happy with this, because as soon as he gets enough energy, he's going to throw a Falcon down. Assault Marines are hitting this side. It looks like he's going to send some more Assault Marines to jump over here and take this. Right now, on Las Cannon team, this is very interesting. I do like this play. This is very different to the style that I've been seeing most Marine players play. Most good Marine players that I've seen have been trying to basically do the same thing as the Eldar and try to fight the Eldar with vehicles versus vehicles. Try to use the land speeder advantage. I've seen a lot of Marines manage to get land speeders up even faster than the enemy can get, 1 Falcon to 1 land speeder, but then they need to make Vipers to match the land speeders, and you try and fight like that and then get Dreadnoughts out to just have that power army that Eldar can't deal with as well. However, this is a different idea. Las Cannons do a ton of DPS like this. Now, looking at this, you might say, are you sure that doesn't look like a ton of DPS? But they have armor-piercing damage. So against the Dire Avengers and these Striking Scorpions, they're going to be pretty damn useless. But as soon as this Falcon gets out here, those Las Cannons are going to bring it down straight. And Bikerushownz doesn't look like he's worried about that. Isn't going to change his plan up since he's seen these Las Cannons. He still believes he can get around it, and he probably can. The Skimmers of the Eldar have so much maneuverability that he could probably get down to it. These Dire Avengers are really going to take a pounding here from these Assault Marines. These Striker Scorpions, interestingly, running up here. Oh, they're going to jump into this Falcon. There we go, that makes sense. And the Falcon now is going to come out here. Falcon's suddenly going to make the power of this big mass assault squad army essentially meaningless unless they can get some really good fights off or get las cannon and missile launchers hitting this Falcon quite well. But you see, there we go, 2 Assault Marine squads doing their business, being strong and scary, and oh, please nerf Assault Marines, please, they're too strong, please nerf them. And the last one dies. Very powerful Falcons. Turn the tide on this. Now, the las cannon squad, 2 las cannon squads, and these these kill team Marines are here, so this isn't the easiest proposition to go up against. The Striker Scorpions are going to come in here, get some melee damage, and put the shield up, and it looks like the Falcon's going to come in behind this. If this Falcon could catch these Lascannon Marines, this could be deadly, because they need to power up their guns, and Bite throwing the shield down a little bit early, but basically using that shield to stop the Lascannon damage so that he can take them out, and he actually managed there to take out pretty much all of them, with Kaya coming in as well. Kaya helping out. They've destroyed all the Lascannon squads. Those Lascannons just got caught out in the back by that Falcon, and now they're back to only having a rocket launcher to deal with this. Kaya and the Striker Scorpions are going to hold the army up on the ground while this Falcon sits at the side and just bips them. Holy Standard is back up, and they can throw that down, and it is coming down. There are some Lascannons here. Bikerushownz is going to back off as soon as he sees that he's taking that sort of damage. But now you have Lascannons and very little to defend against the ground. You can see Kaya and the Striker Scorpions have got our boy Antonidas, also known as Ufa, caught over here. And the Lascannons now too scared to come close enough to hit the Falcon, because they're scared of being hit by the ground troops. Now the Falcon has come in range, but when the Falcon comes in range, it just pops some shots off at them. Oh, and the big Kaya pull doing a lot of damage. That's actually killed the Lascannon squad, if I'm right. Oh no, oh, that's more Lascannons. Yes. Both of these going down. There are Lascannons there. They do take the Falcon down, but look how low everything is now. Ufa is gonna bip down this last Striker Scorpion, but Kaya is still here, and Kaya is gonna kill the boy there. And there comes the second Falcon. He just lost his entire army trying to deal with the Falcon and the heroes, and he dealt with the Striker Scorpions and a Falcon, and now has to deal with the Falcon and still Kaya. This position looks very bad now for Spectre. This Falcon is going to head to this side of the map to clear up what turns out to be nothing, and Kaya is going to head up and clear up this. Spectre is going to be left with this single point, and this is now the second escalation phase of the game, as it is past the 10-minute mark, which means that these points start becoming worth more. These points are getting you a lot more resources than they were. Got some more Dire Avengers coming out, just as a bit of a resource dump, holding the map. Kaya not quite as fast as Striking Scorpions at destroying these, but pretty damn powerful in his own right. Machine Forge is now up, and I will be very interested to see what he comes up with here. The Lascannon squads are going to be very powerful if they can get some charge up before they just get gunned down by the Falcons. But has Spectre now decided that this was the wrong move, perhaps? Maybe he wants to go back to the idea of just getting your own vehicles out to counter the Eldars. This listening post going down will mean that there is actually nothing left. Well, he's actually going to leave these gens up by the looks of it. So there actually is a bit left. Salt Marines moving around, trying to deal some damage. Maybe Bikerushownz slightly overreacted to this, thought he was going to be facing some shield damage a lot sooner than he was. Bikerushownz should be one elite point ahead here, which means that he actually is not noticeably far ahead, and that's a lot of Lascannon damage. Those Lascannons managed to get set up there, and oof, that was just some bad micro there from Bikerushownz, getting caught out there. Once again, he does have another one, so as he loses a Falcon, he just replaces it. But that shows you how the Lascannons can be useful. A slight micro miss up there from Bikerushownz, and it's gone. Throwing out the pulleys there from Kaya. Actually, you could catch those of it, I believe. Slowing people down. Grenades coming up here missing, but with his extra minerals, he has thrown out some extra Dire Avengers. Doesn't stop him making more Falcons, just gets this extra army and catches out those Lascannon teams who cannot deal with any infantry. Good to see the upgrades. Oh, the Arsenal trying to come up, but it looks like it's been cancelled from building. He decided he had more important things to do. Both middle points being taken here. Where's this Soul Strand? The Soul Strand is hidden back to base. So, two plus 2/2 to weapons. So these Falcons, very powerful now. Falcons just sitting in base. I believe his idea for sitting these in base was, while he has the last cannon troops out, take the map with infantry so that I can't get caught out, and then come out with these once I cleared it a bit. He's killed a few last cannon squads, he's cleared the map, so now he feels he can get these Falcons back on the field a bit more safely. He's going to walk straight up to here. These scouts are going to see his Falcons coming, so if Spectre gets set up, he could do some good damage, but he's back to only 2 last cannon squads, and he's put a flamer on this now. Shields coming up from the Falcons means that he can ignore damage for a bit and push out on these last cannon troops. Good slow grenade to stop them chasing the last cannons down. Also, Ufa coming down to block this. Kaya missing any sort of skills there, but the kill team is down to just 1 flamer unit, so he is not that scary to Bikerush right now. Angelos trying to run away. But this is now a scary army from the Eldar. He can probably have more coming out, can't he? Maybe not. Not quite. Needs a little bit more power now to get a second Falcon, or third Falcon even. 2 last cannons, 2 scout squads, and Angelos does not look like a winning combination at this point. He has lost all of the map. He does not have enough income to get much out of here. He could grab a land speeder and try and do some work, but 1 land speeder, not quite enough. Could try and do. I'd love to see him try and do some jukesy stuff with the whirlwind, but I don't think he'd actually get much. Bikerush has seemed to, in these tournaments, play very, very, very safe, and just having a whirlwind in your base might be something that would mess him up quite well. If you could get some good whirlwind shots off, he's very unlikely to push into your base to try and kill that. Taking out those last cannons, backing off. Gonna kill Angelos. Hopefully if he kills Angelos here, he will back up and start pushing. These are actually going to sit right in the middle of that to try and capture this banner. That's interesting. This laser isn't seeming to be very impressive right now. Seems it's barely even doing damage to Kaya there. Holy moly. Kaya gets that last hit. And now we're seeing, is that, it's just another Falcon coming out. Oh, for a second there I was hoping it might be a Fire Prism. I was hoping it was going to try and grab a Fire Prism out and end the game there, but Spectre throws in the towel, and well played to both players, but especially Bikerush, who has won this 2-0 to take the crown as the ESL EU 3rd champion. The ESL EU's 3rd champion. Thank you to everyone watching. As I record this, the new replays for the NA and EU Tournament 4 have been announced to be coming out tomorrow. So I'm going to try and hop on them as soon as they get out, trying to make a schedule where I can have a couple videos coming out every day from these ESL tournaments. My plan so far is probably to try and do, at least for next week, my plan is to do the top 4 of both tournaments, and to personally watch through the earlier rounds and upload any good games that I find, but without the whole series and whole context of that, just because I'm not sure I have quite the time. I've also been told by ESL that they're going to have a map makers show match, and I'm looking forward to also casting those games as well. So hopefully you'll see a lot more Dawn of War 3 content from me, if that's what you're into.